And here we are. And we have audio.
And we have audio. Thank goodness.
All right. How are you?
I'm good. We are making it through Wednesday.
That's
and
right.
I think I heard you tell your wife, I might be low energy tonight on the podcast.
I did tell her that.
Yes, I heard that.
So I tried to say, I'm going to try to get some energy.
Yeah.
Thank you for tuning in. You're catching us on Facebook, but you can also catch us on KSN Plus.
Mm-hmm.
That is our new streaming product with KSN. It has, there's some programming there that you can only get on our streaming product, which you can download on your television, Roku, Apple TV, and Fire TV. Just put that anywhere. And so we encourage you to do that. But you can also watch us here on Facebook Live, and then you can catch us on YouTube if you miss the show and all that stuff works. So we're on a lot of platforms.
Yes. A lot of ways to watch, a lot of ways to interact. So
Yeah. So interact, please, on Facebook if you're watching live right now. We like to chat with you here.
Already Jessica said, hey, Jeff and Julia.
Oh, hey, Jessica. Hey.
Thank you for bearing with us with the audio issues if you were with us yesterday. We are excited to be back. It is August. School starts in a week.
Yeah, for a lot of different people.
Your kid's already back, though.
He is, kind of. He moved in to Kansas State this last weekend,
Yes.
Friday. And but he doesn't start till I think the 17th, maybe. Is that a Monday? But he does have like this 2-week period where he's back home now, working a few extra shifts at the YMCA, and then he's going to dart back up there, I think, this weekend.
It feels like the summer just flew by.
Oh gosh, it
right?
did. I don't even think we had a summer.
No,
It did feel very quick.
I did not know that K-State does that. That they you move back in, and maybe that's a frat thing, right? He's in a frat.
He is in a frat, but here's the thing.
Now, what's the thing?
The thing is, he was granted. This is going to be just your viewers' eyes are going to glaze over.
Okay.
He was granted special permission from his fraternity to move in to rent a house with a few other fraternity members that the frat, I believe, owns.
Okay.
Maybe not, but it's near the house. And they took over basically paying rent, signing their lease. It started on August 1st. So that's when he was able to move some stuff into the house. So it's not like it's a K-State thing.
Yeah.
It's not a frat thing. It's just, that just happened when he took over the lease.
That's
Does that
going
make
to be
sense?
a lot of fun
No.
for those guys.
It's going to be a disaster.
When I went to college, there was one fraternity, and they had bought an old, I think it was a hotel or an apartment. And so the inside had a pool. And all the rooms were like the balconies.
That's not good.
Yeah,
How'd that work out?
not well
No.
for a lot of them. I don't know that.
This house is really nice. Too nice, I think.
Oh, yeah, for a
bunch
group of
frat
like
guys.
20-year-old guys.
And so, but he's excited because he wanted to get out of that house, that frat house.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to live there either.
And you're supposed to live there 2 years
Okay.
when you join the fraternity. And so, but he kind of worked his way up in the fraternity. Like and I knew he would do that. And he leaned in hard and he kind of became somebody within it in terms of like recruiting and leadership roles. And that granted him sort of the permission. He had to get special permission because he's only a sophomore.
Yeah.
And typically they don't let you do that. So proud of him for working his way up.
It is fun to watch you experience this.
Oh gosh.
It is. It's you got all the K-State gear. It's fun to hear you get excited. It was, when he was going through rush, you'd come in, you'd have stories, and then even like the football games, all the things. And so now it is really fun.
So you said something to me earlier today because we're going to talk about college tonight. And you said, you made the comment, well, as I'm closer to college than you. Is that what it was?
Well, you said, what are we talking about tonight? Remind me, because we had talked about it last night. And I said, we're talking about back to school. It's right around the corner.
Yes.
College, you just dropped your kid off. By comparison, I wasn't there too long ago. I was there a lot sooner than you were.
It will be 30 years in 2028. So in 3 years, it'll be 20 years since I graduated college. Wait, 30, right?
30.
30 years. Oh, gosh.
No, not quite 30 since you graduated college. 30 since high school.
Well, yeah, 30 in high school, but I'm getting that would mean because
Oh, yeah, since
4
you
years
started
later.
yeah.
So my 30 was last year for high school. So yeah, no, 30 years in 2028. I graduated in 98 is when I graduated in college.
I like watching the wheels turn,
Yeah,
and you're
it's-
like,
well,
oh, wow.
Hey,
Am I old?
you older folks know, and sometimes you got to sit back. Okay, wait, when was that? Here's the thing about, and I don't know how it was for your mom and dad.
Okay.
When we took Lakin to college last year and dropped him off, we didn't drop him off this year.
Okay.
That dude's an adult. He drives
Yeah.
a car, whatever. It was hard. Like I struggled to get it felt like dropping him off at, first grade again. It was weird. This year, no, not nearly. The emotions are just not there. It's different. It's a different emotion. It's like,
Yeah.
okay, it's time we're getting real. You're an adult. Let's get you prepared to be successful moving forward. And so all of those feelings of seeing him as a little boy and all of those things are, and oh my goodness, what's he going to do without us and that kind of thing. That doesn't weigh in anymore this year. I didn't find it to be that way.
Oh, well, not yet, but he's going back. I'm curious if it kicks in for you when he goes back because he hasn't officially returned.
What kicks in is not the overwhelming grief and sadness. It's the
Crippling.
It's the worry.
Yeah.
I do worry.
You do, whether he's there or here. We'll hear of a car crash
Yes.
in,
I look it up
anywhere.
immediately. I
And you
find his location.
immediately
Oh
look.
yeah, I do. And not because I don't. I absolutely trust him. I think he's got the head on his shoulders
Yeah.
and everything's good. It's just I just know that as I was that age once, and there's a lot of external influence that can sometimes lead you down a path that creates chaos.
I don't think that's it, though. I think it's the job. How many times have we covered things where they are doing everything right and it still went wrong? And that, to me, I think is why our brains go from 0 to 100.
Yes,
Yeah.
and we have covered, even in the last year, there were several instances where somebody in a fraternity went on a trip with a fraternity, and it was in Nashville, and the young man had a little bit too much to drink, and they ended up finding him deceased next to a river. I don't like make that leap.
Yeah.
when he won't answer my text, I don't immediately go, he's dead by the river.
Yeah.
But it's not that bad. But you're right. We do cover some of those things. Did your parents, were they sad when that first year that you had to go away from home?
My dad has not texted me yet, and normally he does. That tells me maybe he's not watching. Yes. So here's an interesting thing. Yes and no. Absolutely, they were sad. I went to Arizona State, which was about 20 minutes away from my parents' house. So my freshman year, I lived all 4 years I lived on campus. I was an RA. So I lived in the dorms with the students, but here's the kicker. So my first year getting dropped off, my parents took me, they dropped me off, my sister, we all set up the dorm room, whatever. Well, my sophomore year, my parents moved to Texas. So I remember I have this distinct memory of walking, it's 118 and I'm a little cranky because it's so hot and I have my backpack on, and maybe my mom didn't answer the phone when I called her. And I thought, I stayed in state to be close to family, and they left. And so I think I was also sad that they left, but it also for them was an amazing experience.
Were they planning that without you knowing?
No.
Were they thinking oh?
It was a job opportunity for my
Gotcha.
dad, and
Okay.
he had turned some stuff down years before so that he could keep us in Phoenix.
Gotcha.
So the opportunity came up, and it was kind of, hey, if we take this now, we can retire. But I will tell people they went to Lubbock, Texas, and then shortly after, 3 years later, I got a job in Odessa. And the news director called, and I didn't know where Odessa, Texas was. I didn't know where it was in relation to Lubbock, and it's about 2 hours south, 2.5 hours south. So 3 years later, I moved to Odessa, Texas, and my parents were 2 hours away, and that was so cool.
They didn't immediately move back to Phoenix?
No, they did. I moved then to Washington State, and then they moved back to Phoenix.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So would you say, and this was kind of our thought process with my son, was we wanted him to be away. As hard as that is, we wanted him to get out.
Yeah.
Because I think that really, I didn't have that benefit. I stayed local just for financial reasons and family reasons when I got my college degree, which I was blessed to have. But we wanted him to get out because I think I think, and this is just how I think, it builds. I think that's just a character builder. It forces you to network. It forces you to build relationships outside of your comfort zone, outside of your bubble. And so, and I think it's worked really well with my son. Did you find it to be a benefit when your parents moved? Did it change? Like that first year, obviously they were 20 minutes down the road, but then when they were out of state, did it change anything for you, or was it? I mean, you're still kind of in your comfort zone. But
the really cool thing, and this was an interesting experience, my cousin, we're 6 months apart. We were best friends growing up. She went to Arizona State at the same time.
Oh, yeah.
And so and my older sister was in grad school at the time. So I had my sister and I had my cousin. So I still felt like I had family. But I think in a way, the question of, did I have my bubble? I had them, and they were such a comfort zone. But I think yes, I had that, but no, I don't think it was the same thing. I think all of those things, I was very independent, especially in high school.
Okay, so you were kind of had that in you.
Yeah.
And it shows, because in this industry, a lot of folks that are just starting out, they're moving to a state or a city or somewhere that they've never been to. And it is, for a lot of the folks that, especially now, that are getting into this business of local journalism, they are, if they did their schooling local in their comfort zone, it can be difficult.
Yeah.
To move to somewhere you be away for the first time.
Yeah.
And that was difficult for me.
Yeah.
But it happened when I was like in my late 30s, because the first time I really moved away was to Chicago.
Yes.
And that was hard because I didn't have, and that was another reason why we wanted Lakin to, my son's name's Lakin, and to move, because I didn't handle it well. You can ask my wife. Because it was like the first time. And I remember getting that job, and the general manager made a joke up there. He's like, "You'd never been out of the same zip code."
You're like, "Hey, man."
He didn't talk like that. But anyway, I struggled mightily the entire time. Yeah. And I think it got better. But I think I had an experience when I was younger of being away and learning the process of like, okay, it's just you, bro.
Yeah.
Then I think I would have handled it a lot better.
I think moving away to Texas, where I truly was alone, was hard.
Yeah.
Because then I felt like it was the first time in my life. I worked 3 jobs in college. I was a full-time student. I was active in my scholarship program. It was the first time where I had only one thing to do, and that was hard. But I will say the transition from high school to college was different for me, in the respect that I grew up in a suburb of Phoenix. So I'm in Phoenix proper. So people say, "Oh, we're in Phoenix." No, I'm from Phoenix, so a huge community. I went to school with thousands of students. The high school I went to is as big as some small towns. My graduating class had about 1,000 kids.
That explains
the school itself had about 4,000, right? 1,000 per graduating class, so around 4,000. So it was almost, and I was really active in school. I was the student body president. I was in student government all 4 years. So I was really involved, and I knew all these kids. So it was almost the opposite experience, where I wanted to go to a really big school where everyone didn't know me. And there was some weird anxiety that came along with that, because I was so active. And so I remembered, being able to walk in Arizona State, and you see people that you knew or you grew up with. But I liked going and not, like, I knew all the kids and I knew their parents and I did the things. And so it was the opposite experience.
Maybe that's why we work so well together, because I am the opposite of you.
Well, the funny thing is,
it's true. I grew up in Hayesville, by the way, voted the smartest town in Kansas.
Yes.
And we had about, it wasn't small. Campus High School is not a small school, but it's not nearly that. I mean, it's small, relatively small. The town was small. And I was not active, did nothing.
I don't believe that.
Barely got to class. Super lazy. And no, I was active, but not nearly as active as you.
Yeah.
I think I did, I don't know if I did some JV stuff. I don't know. Anyway, but yeah, I think that's why we have, like, we have absolutely different backgrounds, which I think helps.
It does.
I really do.
Here's the real talk, though, right? All of that experience gave me, like, anxiety in that way of, I felt like there was, like, pressure to, like, be the perfect kid. And so, like, I felt pressure from our school administration and all positive things. But 16, 17, 18, I didn't know how to internalize that. So going to Arizona State gave me this like breath to be able to like figure out who I was and who I wanted to be. So it was in a different way, which is ironic though, to now have a job where we go out and you get to meet people from all over. And so it's funny, of the thing that like gave me a little bit of anxiety now gives me great joy. So I think we all kind of figure out, like, college gives us what we want. Or if you go to a trade school, like, that experience gives you what you're looking for to become the person you want to become.
Yeah. You're spot on. Anybody commenting?
We did. You'd like to call them our fireside chat. Sometimes we do, of like the real talk.
Yeah, well.
Karina wanted to let you know that she graduated in 2018. College.
Okay, congrats to Karina.
We're talking about age. Doug said, okay, drive safe, dude. Peace. When Lakin's going to school, you say, this year, I'm not.
Yeah, that's kind of, he's right on the money. That is the other thing, too. I worry about that trip. Listen, Manhattan to Hayesville and back. I'm like I remember when I was that age, every older person I was like, watch out for the deer.
Yes,
the deer, you're going to smoke a deer. And I'm like, and you're a kid, you're not watching for deer. Now, as an adult, I drive, every night when I go on, white knuckle, I'm like,
and you warn all of us in the parking lot, watch out
for deer, everybody. Yeah. It was, that was a big thing back then. So I do worry about my son with the deer and driving back and forth. But he doesn't really come back. Once school starts, he calls it manhappiness, and the dude just kind of goes ghost for like 8 months.
I love that though, manhappiness.
Manhappiness.
That's also a very college thing. So Karina said she went to K-State her freshman year and then went to WSU for the remainder of college.
There you go.
Which I love. That's part of being able to find your place. Some of those big universities are not for everybody.
You're right.
And also sometimes leaving and coming home gives you a different appreciation.
Yep.
Ed is my new favorite viewer.
Ed.
Jeff, why is Julia always right?
I think it's, because it's Julia.
Ed, I am rarely right, but I love
she's right.
you for thinking that.
All right. No, you are. You're spot on all the time.
Doug said that was the best part of joining the Air Force, straight to England at 20 for my first duty station and no choice but to handle my business. Yeah.
That's another thing that I think if I could go back in time, I think military service would be something that I would absolutely consider.
Really? Why is that? I
think
did
it builds.
not know this.
I think it absolutely builds character.
Yeah.
It is. I think that is. It's not for everybody, obviously, but I think it's a tremendous way to get a head start on life.
Yeah.
Because when you're that age, I don't think you really understand, and why would you, the trials and tribulations of life.
Yeah. Building structure and accountability.
And you have to have, I think that it just builds a tremendous character and strength and determination and things that you're going to need to get you through some really, really crappy things.
Yeah.
Because you can't avoid the crap in life, and most of you know that. And so I think it's good to have a little bit of a foundation to help you through some of those issues.
Oh yeah. Somebody on our web team said, and it is like from the KSN then logo, so I don't know who said it. Super lays is my new favorite saying. Same.
Pick it up from the kids.
I was super lays. I don't think the kids are saying that.
They're not.
They are not.
No, they should though.
Oh.
They're too lazy to say it.
Is there anything that you, now that you know, having dropped Lakin off last year, that you would have done differently or you would have told yourself?
No.
Really?
Everything was It couldn't have been a better day.
Oh.
In a very emotional way. Couldn't have been better. Perfect day.
Oh.
Started off, we drove up there in a thunderstorm at like 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock in the morning. And a lot of us went and helped them unload and pack in. It couldn't have been a better day with the highs and the lows. And going back, I don't think there's any other way to approach that.
What advice would you give for a parent who is about to experience that?
Oh, don't let it out, man.
Oh.
Let it out. Just let it flow, the emotions.
Yeah.
As hard as that might be for your child to see. My son was like, all right, Dad. All right.
Time to go.
I just let it out. And I think that's a good thing. And, I'll be honest, I could not really give my son a lot of advice. I was not in a fraternity. I didn't leave the Wichita. I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know anything about Greek life or fraternities. I knew a little bit about K-State. I was like, oh yeah, Aggieville. That's it. Which is so much more to Manhattan than Aggieville. Some might disagree with that, but anyway, I didn't really have much advice for him. I really didn't. I just was like, blaze your own trail, man. I mean, make your own fortune, and that was really it. Because honestly, I had no perspective. I couldn't really say, oh, hey, when you're, on these rush parties or when I didn't know anything about that. And I've learned a lot about Greek life. Is that what they still call it?
Yeah,
okay.
Life. Yeah.
All right. See,
I'm still learning.
I'm still learning. I think I should.
I do.
You know what I should have done? And looking back, I should have made him watch Revenge of the Nerds, and then because that's my extent of learning about Greek life is a classic 1984 Revenge of the Nerds movie, which is still one of my all-time favorites.
Aww.
I identified really closely with the nerds.
I do remind Jeff all the time that you can post-initiate as a man, like older. So I was in Greek life, and so
Yes.
I really want Jeff to post-initiate so that he can be a pledge. No?
No, I'm good. They don't want me. They wouldn't want me.
No, but in Greek life, like that's if you're a pledge, like, hey Jeff, can you carry my bags in? Because you're a pledge.
Yes, they do that. That's a real thing.
It is, but part of the reason they do that is to teach, right? To teach some of the respect, and that's what we all tell ourselves.
Yeah, I would say that it's. There were some things that happened that I probably wasn't. I was like, I don't know. That's.
Oh, there's some.
That's we're real close to the
to the line.
Yeah.
I will say, because it is a totally different experience for men and women. My sister was a senior when I was a freshman, and my sister had said before I went into Rush, she said, if anybody says or does anything that makes you uncomfortable, you call me.
Okay.
And so it's an interesting, because it is like that's the reality too of Greek life, of like you have to be real about that, of like you look at other colleges and they're not all created equal.
My son has a circle of friends up there, and they have a family that kind of watches out for him.
Yes, yeah.
And they're really good people.
Yeah.
And so I'm a little it gives me some relief. Relief's not the right word. I don't get knowing that they are there.
Yeah.
And that they are supporting them, and gives me like a little bit of. I lose some of that some of that anxiety with that, and so But I think it's important.
Yeah.
If you have to have someone, I think, watching your back on certain
yeah.
occasions, maybe.
Absolutely.
I don't know.
So Laura said, shout out to Jasmine. She is starting her second year Air Force in Alaska.
Boom.
Congratulations.
That's awesome. That is really cool.
Alaska's beautiful. Hopefully you get to go visit her.
That's the other thing about military service is you really get a perspective. You open your eyes to other parts of the world, and you learn a lot about cultures and people, and
there's a lot of opportunity. Yeah.
Yep.
A lot of sacrifice that comes with that.
Yep.
Ryan said, Jennifer said Ryan is here wanting to see you guys. Hi, Ryan.
Hey, Ryan.
I think Ryan is 9.
Oh, hey, Ryan. Ryan or Ryan?
Ryan.
Okay.
Yeah. Doug said booger, but
Booger.
You can't. It's 30 minutes, man. I got it. If I have an itch.
No. I think that's a Revenge of the Nerds movie reference. And my wife.
I had an itch. Clearly, I was self-conscious about that.
It's not that. No, that's a character who's known for burping, like somebody else I know.
I like to address it straight on.
His name was Booger.
We do know Doug, so I think Doug's going to get a laugh out of that.
Okay.
That is funny. Ryan claims that Julia and Jeff, are his favorite on the news.
Oh, thanks, Ryan.
Hopefully it's not a claim. Hopefully it's fact, Ryan.
Claim, fact. Potato. Why are we splitting hairs here? We'll just call it a fact. It's all right.
I do like that you get to enjoy some of the K-State experiences. Football. Yes. I did look to see if Arizona State and K-State were playing.
Play this year?
They don't even play each other, which is kind of odd because we're both in the same conference, but we don't play each other.
Gotcha. That's okay.
I think that's probably for the best.
Probably is. I think so. I am not. I did buy the gear.
Yes.
Which was hard. I grew up a Shocker and a KU fan. But I was not a K-State hater. I actually really enjoyed Manhattan, and I covered a lot of K-State when I was a sports journalist. Let's call it a sports guy for many years. And I worked in Topeka for a year, and I got to really know the team and the coaching staff and all of that, and I covered them for quite a long time. So I was never anti K-State. It was just they were third on my list. But now, since we cut them a check, I'm like,
now you're a huge fan.
I better wear the gear.
Yeah.
So I wear the gear now. I wear the gear. And I was wearing gear. Quick story. I was wearing the gear in Chicago.
Oh yeah.
And I had a fella we stopped in Illinois on the way back. I had a fella in a Love's. He's like, hey, K-State, I'm from Abilene. I go, oh, hey, how's it going? And yeah, so I had a K-State shirt on.
I love that.
We were in Springfield, Illinois, just outside of Springfield, Illinois, getting some gasoline. And he recognized the K-State power cut.
I have yelled at ASU fans from all over, forks up. And I've been so excited. And all of them look shocked and horrified and scared that I'm yelling at them. However, if I see somebody in a KU shirt, I always yell, Rock Chalk.
Yeah. Have you met some ASU grads in the Wichita area? Like, is there a community for you guys? Or?
No.
No,
I don't.
There's not an ASU bar that everyone goes to watch the ASU games?
No, and I will remind you, though, we were not like super great until this season. I will say ASU taught me how to be a really good loser. Okay. So maybe this year there will be. Kenny Dillingham is our head coach, and really he's a
superstar, a rising star, and you should look into talk one of these local estabs to get a case. Shortening everything now. We're short on time, so I'm just going to shorten the words. But yeah, you get them to be a little Sun Devil, home base. You have the two of you could go in there and watch the games.
Yeah, all two of us.
I don't know how many there are.
I would do that if there is a local eatery.
Okay, you're right. Establishment.
Any establishment that wants to be the ASU watch party place I am in, I will be there.
Okay.
Doug did say def the movie, but love the honesty. #itch it. We know Doug, and we met Doug on road trip in person, so I knew that Doug would get a kick out of that. Jeff, I wanted to ask you, did you ever play a sport in school growing up?
I did. I played football, basketball, and golf.
Any of them well?
I was pretty good at two of those, and then really, really bad at
golf?
Yes. Golf is the hardest thing ever. That's what I did, and I enjoyed it thoroughly. I really miss competitive high school athletics. It was a lot of fun. A lot of memories, good teammates, still friends with a lot of those teammates. And
good memes.
That's a whole nother podcast about sports and teams and stuff like that.
Maybe we'll talk about that tomorrow.
Okay. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We'll run out of time. I guess we got to go.
We have 1 minute.
Oh my gosh, we have 1 minute. Mm-hmm. Do you have any closing thoughts?
No, just a reminder, KSN Plus.
Yep.
Download that. Also, you can watch us on Roku, Apple TV, Fire TV, KSN Plus. Search for it on there. And that's where you will find us. Obviously, if you're chiming in on Facebook, we love that as well.
Yeah.
And we'll be back here Tuesdays, Wednesdays,
Are we doing
and
it Monday
Thursdays.
We need to, by the way, we want to ask you guys.
7:30. I got all the details wrong.
Should we expand this next week? Should we go 45 next week? 45 minutes?
I'd go 45.
See if we can make that happen with the web team. We'll figure it out.
Yeah.
We'll do a little 45 action. What do you guys think? 45 minutes? Somebody's going to go no, 10 minutes, man. Okay, 45.
No P.
All right. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.